am coming at you in this video. It's not going to be an easy video to film. Yesterday was the first day that I had not cried, and then this morning our vet sent a card, like a condolences card, but they did his paw print. And they put his paw print in the middle of it. So of course when I got that, I started crying again, and they also got his collar and his tag and sent that to us too. So obviously that, you know, the floodgates opened. I am doing this video because I know a lot of y'all adored Moose, just like I did. I mean, everybody, he touched so many people. It's amazing that in his short life, the amount of people he came in contact with that he left an imprint on. He was just the most lovable, great dog. I mean, I just can't explain it any other way. I did updates with him as much as I could. I think I missed 1 month where I didn't do an update with him in my monthly favorites because I just forgot. But because of his breed, he was an English Mastiff, if you for some reason don't know. Because of his breed, they grow so fast that every month he would have put on 10 to 15 pounds and he looked like a different dog. So I just felt like doing updates was a fun thing to do, and there would actually be a difference in him. I don't know what my tongue is tied, I'm sorry. So I do want to start off by saying, oh my goodness, y'all are amazing. When I posted on Instagram about losing Moose, I was not expecting the feedback that I got. I know how lovable he was, but man, y'all are some very supporting people, and I cannot tell you how much your prayers and thoughts have been felt. They have been felt. I really have felt them. And when I posted my last foundation review and told y'all about Moose, just the flood of love that has come from y'all. I got asked by someone, why do you think that your channel doesn't grow as fast as other channels? And obviously, I don't know the answer to that. I have a couple theories, but I don't know the true answer to it. And I don't really care. Like, if it means having 13,000 followers that are like y'all, who give me true love and support, and it's genuine, versus 100,000 subscribers that could care less about my personal life, I'll take it. I don't care if I don't grow a single more person for the rest of the time that I'm on YouTube. I'm okay with that. So I just want to say a big thank you to everyone who has supported me, sent me messages, come to my house, brought me happies, as they call it. If you're watching, you know who you are. Sent me, like I said, sent me messages, sent me gifts, sent Moose gifts, sent memorials for Moose. I mean, just really special people you are. So I just want to let you know that before we get into the main part of it. On the morning of, okay, so Monday, it was Monday, December 11th, and it was a normal day. I filmed, my girls went to school. I filmed the Guerlain, the first part of the Guerlain foundation routine. Everything was great. My oldest daughter gets off the bus around 4:15, and she always comes in through our gate because she knows that I try to let Moose out around that time so that he can like greet her, and they play outside as long as it's not raining for like 15-20 minutes, and then she would come inside. So she came inside pretty much right after she got home, and she was like, you will never believe what Moose did. And I'm like, oh my goodness, what? She said, you just have to come look. And so I went outside, and he had gotten a trash bag out of our trash can, which he had never done before. And trash was like just sprawled all over the backyard. So all four of us went out there and we started picking it up, and Moose thought we were out there to play. So he was jumping around like you've seen him doing in past videos and wanting to play. And, you know, we were like, no, we've got to clean it up. So we got all of it up. We came back inside, except for Cortland, who is my oldest. She stayed out there with him, and literally not 3 minutes later, she came in and said, something's wrong with Moose. And I said, well, what? And so I went out there, and he was just laying there. But it wasn't a laying like he normally does if he's resting or even sleeping. And so I called his name, and he didn't move. And so I called his name again, and he coughed. And that's when I knew something's wrong. So I screamed bloody murder for Chad. Thank goodness. Not thank goodness. Thank the good Lord above that Chad was home. I don't know what I would have done if he wasn't. But he came out there. He flew out there, and he had so much adrenaline. He scooped him up. He tried to do I mean, he was trying to resuscitate him. We don't know how to do dog CPR, and come to think of it, we probably should have done the Heimlich after we did research, but obviously we weren't equipped for that. And he was trying to keep him breathing. He was breathing, but he wasn't breathing normally. Chad couldn't feel anything in his throat. Moose was not clawing at his throat, and he wasn't coughing any more than that one time he coughed. And literally it was a haze. We were all screaming. Chad scooped him up. The girls didn't, I mean, Audrey Kate didn't even have shoes on. Cortland, we left our back door open. I had to text my neighbor to come close our back door because I left it wide open. It was 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I broke every single speed limit known to man during rush hour in our town. I was screaming at people, rolling down the window, like, this is an emergency. Our vet is only 5 minutes away, but it took us like at least 10 to get there. And we have a Kroger kind of like a mile from us, and it's kind of, I don't know, maybe a few thousand feet from the vet. And Chad said that he could feel him pass right when we passed Kroger. I did not know that. The girls did not know that. We got to the vet, hysterical. I mean, hysterical. Unconsolable. And we got in there, and we all, I mean, my 5-year-old, who is such a spiritual little girl, was screaming bloody murder, but she made us all stop and pray. And we did. And we were just inconsolable. And I felt like the worst mother because I couldn't console my kids because I was inconsolable. And everybody at the vet was just amazing. Take a minute. I'm going to pause this video. I'm going to take a minute. Okay, I'm back. I think I'm going to be okay. So anyways, they came in and told us that he had passed. We were obviously inconsolable. And all I remember, because it was kind of a blur, but I do remember this man standing at the counter. I don't know if he was waiting on his pet or if he was getting medication or what, but I do remember vaguely apologizing to him because it had to be a little overwhelming with our family rushing in there with a 120-pound dog, all like crying at the top of our lungs. Like, it had to be a little bit like, what's going on? So I do remember apologizing that. So we go home and we all just basically cry ourselves to sleep that night. Wake up the next morning, I cry all day because everywhere I look, it's somewhere he should have been. And Chad goes to get him at the vet, and then he takes him to West Tennessee, which is where his parents have property. And I didn't want to bury him like at our house because I don't know if we're always going to be here. And I know that the property that we have in West Tennessee will always be ours. So he took him out there. And when he went to the vet, they told him that Mr. Williams, who was the man standing at the front desk, had covered all of Moose's medical bills from that day. And that's when Chad lost it. He had been so like strong for all of us, and he really was a rock through the whole situation. And he said that's when he just lost it, because it's like God shining a light on us through this whole situation, saying, you know what? Good is coming from this. There are still good people in this world. It's going to be okay. And so he went and buried him, and then that's that. I mean, it was the hardest week we probably as a family unit had ever had to deal with. I think there are people who have pets, and then there are people who have family members, and Moose was a family member. So Chad, in all of his wonderful, really awesome glory, made a short little tribute video to Moose with a very special ending. So I thought that I would stick it in here and share it with y'all. And hopefully you'll smile through it. So I'm gonna go and cut over to that real quick.
Hey Moose. Audrey Kate, can you push him? Just barely push him. Very, that's good. No more now. And no more. That's just like, there you go. Yeah.
puppy needed a home today and couldn't wait. So Santa thought he would give you one of your presents early. I know you miss Moose, but you will love this puppy very much.
Oh, and feet top.
Be easy with him, take good care of him. Love, Santa and Winter.
What is Zeus? It's Zeus. Hi.
Hi, Zeus. Are you
Zeus.
so happy? Oh, honey. So if you're not crying by now, I know I can't even watch that video now without crying. But we do have a new family member. I had a hard time the first couple of days that we had Zeus, which why in the world did we choose a name that rhymes with Moose? I call him that all the time. I'm getting a little bit better, but I had a hard time. I felt like, as crazy as it sounds, that I was betraying Moose. And I didn't want anybody to think I was replacing him because he is not replaceable. We are glad that Winter got this dog for our kids. They needed it, especially our oldest. She needed it, as you could probably tell from the video. And I have just come to love that little booger. Like, I still kind of feel like I'm betraying Moose in a little ways, and it's still odd. And I will never forget Moose, ever, 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 ever. As anyone who has ever lost a family member that is a pet knows, it's not possible to forget them. And like I said, I'm not trying to replace him, but he's slowly but surely healing our hearts and making it a little bit easier to get through the day in our house. I mean, when we're busy and doing stuff, it's not that big of a deal, but he just got his shots this morning at the vet, so he is downstairs sleeping, or else I would have him up here to show you. But do stay tuned. I will feature him in my monthly favorites this month because he's just, I mean, he's a favorite. God brought him to us in so many special ways. So many special things happen through Winter bringing him to us that I know it's meant to be. And I know that he's going to be a great addition to this family and hopefully be with us for a very long time. So stay tuned for my monthly favorites, and hopefully, you know, this gave a little bit of closure because I do know a lot of y'all loved him so much, and I can't thank you enough for that. So I'm glad I'm able to have this platform to share this with y'all, and I will see you in my next video, which will probably be my monthly favorites. I don't know, or I don't know when I put this up. Sometime in a couple days. I do know that this will go up before Christmas, so I hope all of y'all who celebrate Christmas have an absolute fabulous, stress-free holiday. I think so many of us get wrapped up in it and forget what it's all about, and I just pray that you have a very nice, relaxing holiday with your family. If this is a hard holiday for you, and you do celebrate Christmas, I pray that you get by it by remembering that it's about Jesus and there's nothing better than that. So hopefully that will give you a little bit of peace through this season. So as always, thank you so much for watching. I hope I didn't blabber too much, and I hope you all have a very blessed day.